Hi, we're back. Grace Silk and Oliver Duffy of AquaponicsUSA. I can't believe it's been over 6 years since we made our last video. We lived in Yucca Valley, California at the time. We had a beautiful greenhouse there, and we had OC Cat then too. He's still here with us. He's 6 years older, makes him 16, and he's always grumpy when I make him appear in our videos, so I'm going to let him go. Bye-bye, OC. We'll see you in a little bit. We've been really busy over the last 6 years, not making videos, but designing and building home and school food growing systems and shipping them all over the U.S. And it's incredible how popular STEM teaching and food growing systems have become in schools across the country. And we are so happy about that because we are one of the pioneer companies that came out with STEM food growing system. Here's a picture of one of our latest systems on my shirt. 4 11 square foot grow beds circle a 320 gallon fish tank, and it's one of our most popular systems for schools. Speaking of schools, we are marketing to our local school district here in Show Low, Arizona, that sits at over 6,000 feet up in the White Mountains of Arizona. And when the new school year starts, we're going to be having tours of our new Arizona greenhouse, and we can't wait to share it with you also. I had a lot of fun designing my cartoon self that you just saw in the lead-in to this return video by AquaponicsUSA. She's holding a clipboard because I am a clipboard maniac. And one of the most interesting things I want to share about our location is I was born in San Francisco, and we moved to a place called the San Francisco Volcanic Field of Arizona, which is really interesting. There are over 600 dormant volcanoes that were very active in this area, and we are just off the map, just right down here. We are also in what is called the Colorado Plateau. Here's the Colorado Plateau. It covers the corners of the Four Corners area of the United States. It is huge, and we are where the X is marked, right there in the Colorado Plateau. This is a piece of the lava rock that is all over our 10-acre property. So if we ever wanted to actually cultivate the land and grow food outside, we would have to deal with all this lava rock. Oliver is going to do a panorama of our property and our surrounding property in this beautiful location in the Colorado Plateau. What you just saw in that panorama is a whole lot of juniper trees. So our property is covered with juniper trees. They stay green all year, which is really nice. Because we're just a little over 6,000 feet up, down the road about 8 miles is the actual town of Show Low, Arizona, that is between 6,300 and 6,500 feet up. And that's where the ponderosa pines grow. It's absolutely a beautiful little town covered in these tall, magnificent ponderosa pines. Right here behind me is a pile of Hydroton. We also had a pile of Hydroton outside in our yard in Yucca Valley. And so if you followed our previous videos, you saw that pile of Hydroton. It seems that wherever we are, we have piles of Hydroton in the yard. Now, this pile of Hydroton came out of one of our 6 4x8 deep media grow beds that we custom built in our Arizona greenhouse here. Now, we took it out and tore apart that particular grow bed and only left a table. And what you're going to see in the next video is you're going to see me doing seed germination on that table. But that table is being reserved for an incredible growing system designed by our system engineer, Oliver Duffy. And so we'll share that down the road. We're about to go into a patent process around that design. And now I'm going to take over the camera, and Oliver is going to show you the outside of our new Arizona greenhouse. It's so great to be back sharing our progress and what we're doing here at Aquaponics USA with you again.
Hi folks, I'm Oliver, and what I want to do today is I want to show you the greenhouse. First, I want to explain why we chose this property, because we did a lot of searching before we found it. And one of the main reasons is, other than it's nice 10 acres and has its own well, is that this used to be a 75-foot porch from one end to the other. You can only see about 40 or 50 feet of it right now because the rest of it's the overhang there that connects the our shop, which is a fairly large shop, to the house. So what we did was we took the roof off and put this solar wrap plastic on it from Germany and put it on the top and put it on the sides and enclosed it. And we enclosed the other end too, and I'll show you that in a minute. So that gives us a lot of light in there. Matter of fact, too much light. We actually had to put some shade cloth over different parts of it in order to reduce the amount of light, because we had a little bit of UV burn on some of the plant leaves. So I want to walk around here a little bit and show this to you. And we also built this, of course I'm an ex-NASA guy, so I call it a airlock. It's got a screen door on it, and airlocks don't have screen doors, but this does. So in Arizona we call that a mudroom, and we'll be showing that to you. Grace will be showing that to you in a little bit later. So let's walk on around and I'll show you the rest, or the greenhouse. This is the end of it here. Used to be the end, and so we built a little, there was a slab out here, as you can see. So we extended this out a little bit, and that's where the fish tank is right behind this area that we extended out. So let's walk on around, and I will come up here on the upper part. And of course we have cameras all around the house recording security and all that, and animal movements. And it's a little breezy today, so you're going to see some rocks on a few things to keep them in place for the video. So like I was saying, we have the video cameras on all corners of the house around, so that they run continuously, record continuously. High definition cameras, and it records a lot of animal movement. And we have elk that like to come up, and we've mowed this with a weed whacker, but they like to come up here and eat right here, eat out here in the middle of the night. We get a lot of elk from about 8 p.m. on, once it gets dark, and especially in the summertime. But what we've done is we've extended this out and put this little wall here, and these are the Bonaire evaporative coolers, extremely efficient, about more than twice as efficient than the squirrel cages we had on here. Half the electricity, 10-degree cool air coming out of them. It's very dry here. I think yesterday the humidity was 4%. I think it's at 8 today. During the monsoon season this summer, when it rains, of course, the humidity comes up, but it cools off. So these are on variable speed motors, controlled by a computer, and it adjusts the speed of the fan based upon the needs of the temperature inside. One of the problems is this is so low that the cats can jump up here and get up on the greenhouse and poke holes in it, which lets water in the bubbles, and sometimes filters on in the greenhouse. So we put this cat scratch up here, and this keeps the cats from climbing up there. It seems to work pretty well. That's this black stuff with all the prickly stuff on it. It's not fun to play with because it always wants to stick you. Works very well. I love these adjustable hats because you can keep them up unless the sun's bothering you, and I'm turning around, so I decided to pull the other side down, but we'll look Australian here for a moment until I turn around again. So, as I was saying about these swamp coolers, we call them evaporative coolers. But also what we have out of here is we have some internet connections to the cameras that come over here and power over to the other cameras and such. So that's pretty much what we have. Well, this is a drainage pipe that runs all the way through the greenhouse from the sink, slopes down through the whole thing, from the stainless steel sinks, and drains out here and keeps this nice and moist, and that's why the elk like it. They come out. This will grow back up in a few weeks, but the elk are still coming out here almost daily in the evening after sunset and eating away at whatever here. So we have herds of elk and then herds of deer out in the back. So that's kind of nice. So this is our little world out here behind the greenhouse. So Grace is going to take you inside through the airlock here in a few minutes, and we'll take a look at that.
Hi. I'm standing at the doorway of what is an Arizona mudroom. And the reason Arizona needs mudrooms is because we live in a monsoon world in the summertime. In the summertime, at least every other day, around 3 o'clock, there is a major downpour. It's wonderful. It's a total cleansing and greening of the whole world. Happens for a very, very short time, and then it's done, and the next day, 24 hours, 48 hours later, you get another downpour. So if you can see, we've got all kinds of red dirt. Arizona, high country Arizona is known for its red dirt, lots of iron in the dirt, and therefore we need mud shoes for coming in to the greenhouse. So this is like a little protective entry into the greenhouse. You wear your mud shoes, you take them off in here. We've got little benches that you can sit down to take off your mud shoes so that you're not just walking from outside right into the greenhouse. You are protecting the greenhouse from insects just coming in. You come in here, you close the screen door, and then you enter the greenhouse after you've closed that screen door. When we have tours, we're going to start having school tours. I talked about that. So when we have tours, we're going to have our students all decked out in paper coats and then little paper hats and booties so that they're not taking insects into our greenhouse, because the last thing we want to do is be battling insects. This is the door to the greenhouse. We call it our demonstration greenhouse because all of our videos from here forward are going to be teaching videos about various aspects of aquaponically growing vegetables and fruits and raising fish. That's what aquaponics is, the combination of raising fish and vegetables together in a cross-linked system that works wonderfully. No pesticides, no GMOs, the healthiest food on the planet. All of our videos are going to be what we call demonstration videos in our demonstration Arizona greenhouse. Our next video is going to be demonstrating how to germinate your own seeds. We can't wait for you to see it. We're so happy to be sharing our journey with you again, and we will be sharing a 4-part series on germinating seeds. So click on over there. Don't forget to subscribe, little red button right below. And we'll see you next time. Thank you for visiting.